the meeting has been tremendous so far. And this session, just listening to what you all are doing up there, Dr. Merlin and I were texting back and forth saying, wow, we got to do this. Wow, we got to do this. It's really great to see what's going on. Just to sort of set the stage here, I'm going to just run through some slides. And the general strategy is that I'll talk first, and then hopefully Dr. Merlin will join in when she's got some, or at the end when we're ready for questions. So briefly, what I wanted to do is just touch on what we've been up to since getting this program up and running. Let's get back over here. Okay, so I'm not going to be talking about any of my research, so I don't have a disclosure slide. What I do have is a lot of people to thank. This whole process of getting the U.S. Association for the Study of Pain going was really on the shoulders of a number of people. We put together an organizing committee. We've got a whole host of donors that help save the Journal of Pain. We've got our current members of the USASP board. We've got this, as John pointed out, and now I'm kicking myself for not including a save the date slide, members of the USASP Scientific Program Committee for this meeting, December 9th through 11th. The Pittsburgh Center for Pain Research has been very supportive all along. And then if there's any of you, and we certainly have received a lot of support from across the board, a long list of you that offered time and energy and encouragement. So in terms of the uncertain times, as we just heard from Dr. Campbell, you too are facing the uncertain times that is north of the border. For us, what we were facing in terms of the organization of a new society, which is that there are a lot of societies out there. There's a lot of meetings. There's a lot of different needs. The USASP is a multidisciplinary society. Basic scientists, clinicians, clinical researchers, psychologists, physical therapists, the whole nine yards, and they're all being pulled in different directions. We were facing and continue to face the opioid epidemic. It certainly has been overshadowed by the pandemic, the COVID-19, but it continues to be a problem. People have moved on from prescription opioids, but we here in Pittsburgh and Western Allegheny is sort of ground zero, if you will, for what continues to be a major health problem. From a society perspective, the challenges are how you run a society when your traditional revenue streams are changing, drying up, or just for transparency reasons, you just can't use them anymore. So certainly industry support is changing. We've had an active discussion about whether and or how to take industry support, and hearing from Pain BC that they're move away from industry support. That people, particularly like Dr. Merlin, have been advocating unequivocally that our society moving forward should not receive industry support in any way. Journals have been historically a source of revenue, but journal publishing is of course changing, moving to the online and open access formats. Again, moving away from industry support, your advertising revenues going down in journals, and so then you're forced to get money through membership dues. And of course, if everybody's a member of a bunch of societies, what you can actually charge is limited. And of course, we continue, as here I am giving my talk at home. You can hear the cats meowing downstairs, dealing with COVID-19. And it's had a tremendous impact on multiple levels, including, as we've just heard, the pain and the pain problem. Here as well is the sort of resurgence of at least acknowledgement of the systemic racism that's plagued our society. And as a basic researcher, I mean, I look at the faculty that we hire, I look at the applicants who apply for jobs, and they're white. We're a little bit more balanced in terms of, fortunately, hiring close to as many women than men, but underrepresented minorities in this society continue to face problems across the board, whether it's through employment or through the management of health-related diseases. And again, COVID-19 has only amplified both the opioid epidemic and the impact of systemic racism. In terms of what we've been doing, I've done this largely in collaboration, if not almost solely in collaboration with Jennifer Haythornthwaite from Johns Hopkins University. Jennifer couldn't make it today because she's got a brother who's ill and she's helping him out. But Jennifer and I really started this issue with conversations in June of 2019, and basically posing to each other and our colleagues this question of, do we need a new national pain society? So this is, just to set the stage, the month that the American Pain Society announced that they were filing for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So with the fall of the American Pain Society, the question is, do we need a replacement, or are there societies out there already serving that function? We posed this question formally at the Midwest Regional Pain Interest Group meeting. This was held in Kansas City on August 9th. Julie Christensen and Doug Wright were gracious enough to give us an hour and a half of their stage. 60 people were in attendance who knew that everything was going to be virtual back then, but we had a virtual component as well, and posed the question, do we need a new national pain society? The answer from that meeting was unequivocally yes. And because of that answer, we started to assemble an organizing committee that wasn't really called an organizing committee for the U.S. Association for the Study of Pain, but was really a committee to explore this question, do we need a new society, in more detail. In the end, we brought in 41 individuals. This is the first half. These folks were picked because of the representation on regional societies, national, more clinical societies like the American Academy of Pain Medicine, because of their expertise or association with given areas of study. We sort of charged each of these groups with sort of picking their representatives. The basic scientists held an election. A number of other folks held elections. Some just sort of picked people who are willing to participate. This is the second half of the slide. All these names are listed on our website, but it was a pretty diverse group with a pretty wide range of representation. And that was really the goal, because we didn't have a database with which we could reach out to the community, if you will. And so the idea was to get as many people that had involvement in the community that they could do the reaching out. They were charged with putting together a needs assessment survey, and the goal of that survey was really to pose that question in a formal way. Do we need a new association, or are your needs, you as a professional, are your needs being met by the available associations? And if not, what would you envision would be the ideal organization? First meeting was October 19th. We started to distribute the needs assessment in November, started to get the first results in February. Along the way, we ended up purchasing a journal. The Journal of Pain came up for auction. We held a GoFundMe campaign and twisted a lot of arms. We're able to win place the winning bid, purchase the journal in January. I now know much more about publishing journals than I ever anticipated, but the journal basically went back online May 20th under the banner of the U.S. Association for the Study of Pain. The mandate from the needs assessment, we got a lot of data from the assessment. Your numbers at this meeting sort of have, I'll admit I'm jealous at the number of people that have showed up. We were happy that we got 900 respondents to the survey, but consistently, as you broke down any different group that responded to the survey, over 70% said that we needed a new organization, and that really provided the impetus to form the USASP. We started drafting bylaws in March. By July, we had approved the bylaws with the organizing committee. We voted in a new board based on the organizing committee. Our website went live in July, and we started accepting members on July 24th. This is the current board. Nobody else would agree to serve as president, so I got stuck with the job. I'm actually proud to do so. It's a great number of folks that we've got working here, and the board really reflects the diversity that at least we envision for the U.S. pain community. And the goal moving forward is, as we turn over the board, 30% will rotate off every year. We will continue to reflect our membership with the call for nominations for who's going to fill those seats. So the issues that we continue to struggle with, this is my last slide here, is really how to, the organization is still in formation. We've only been accepting members for a little under 3 months now. And moving forward, how do we best, represent the needs of our members, but do so with as much transparency as possible, so that everybody can have feel like they have access to, or at least a say in what's going on, that there's a sense of inclusion across the board with per my comments about the systemic racism, with a real eye to the diversity that is in this country and those that really have not been represented across the board. We're doing it all right now off of membership dues, the little bit of money we're bringing in from the Journal of Pain. So we're trying to do a lot with a little, and the goal is really to focus on our strengths. And a lot of us that are on the board now really have a commitment to training the next generation. So it's, we feel that our niche moving forward is really going to be on providing avenues for mentorship, for pathways to independence for the next generation of pain scientists. And that's really all I had in terms of slides. I could stop sharing now and have Jessie join in if she has some additional comments she would like to make.
Sure. I'll just highlight a few things. First of all, it was great, Michael, to see you do that all as a retrospective, because doing it in real time, it seemed much clunkier and slower. In the way that you describe it in retrospect, it seems so streamlined, but this was really a bootstrapped effort by a lot of really passionate folks. And Michael really and Jennifer really deserve a lot of the credit for getting the ball rolling. So definitely wanted to point that out, and also keeping the ball moving and doing some of these really technically challenging things like figuring out all the journal stuff and that kind of thing. I want to also echo what Michael said about what I have learned, because he said we've been texting back and forth, from listening to what you all are doing, and just what an amazing job you're doing sort of integrating patient voices into research, which I think is something that historically U.S. pain societies have not done as well with. And so I'm really excited about some new ideas that Michael and I have even just gotten from listening to you talk, particularly about that. And then the last thing, as Michael said, it's clear that people are really not only hungry for a professional home, pain researchers are not only hungry for a professional home in the U.S., but also are really hungry for one that reflects where we want to be as a field, and hopefully where we're moving. So, one that reflects not only, the U.S. population, the population of patients who are in pain, and includes more Black and Indigenous people of color, as well as more sort of even gender representation. So we're really excited about things that we've been thinking about to make that happen.